I think what's actually more powerful than AI is actually data, because AI is
Totally.
data.
Yeah, AI is full of data. So if you have the data, you can make whatever you want. Technology allows us to make everything. It's just a matter of how we translate the idea into technology.
Welcome back to Raw AI Solutions, the podcast where we explore how business leaders are navigating the fast-paced, moving world of AI and digital transformation. I'm Denise Powell, your host, and today we are joined by Thomas Centeno, founder of Medra Consulting, a leadership partner helping executives unlock strategic change in post-merger environments. So, Thomas, great to have you on the podcast.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Excellent. Thomas, would you like to kick us off? Just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your company.
I've been on the software industry for around 7 years now. Mostly I have a background on startups. I've seen startups get funded, raise capital, hire a bunch of people which are not needed, and went bankrupt. And I've seen other startups make it to the other side, let's say. Currently, I'm working on Medra, which is an AI solution for part of the sales funnel of companies. We aim towards our clients are enterprise level companies. Yeah, pretty much we're trying to make impact on our customers' customers.
So how did you get into this space? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I started my first coding job, right? It was a small consulting firm here in Argentina, which had mostly banks clients. Rapidly, I didn't like that. I didn't like that, like the corporation side of the software industry. And I got a phone call from a friend saying he was starting a company, a logistics company. They wanted to solve the entire waste hauling problem here in Latin America. So yeah, I started there as a first employee. We went all the startup journey, let's say back in 2021, 2022. It got acquired by another big company. May last year, I got a phone call from a close relative saying he was thinking of starting a startup, which was called Medra, and they were needing like a tech leg on the company. My two partners are more on the sales side of the corporation. They know how to sell. They know how to have these conversations. They know how to pitch an idea, and they need like the other part, the complement, right? The one who could take all the ideas into actual materialize solutions, right? It has been quite a journey for the past year. We've been hiring people and we've been expanding our clients, and everything is going luckily upside.
Well, that's amazing. So today's conversation or topic will be about the quiet shift that's reshaping business transformation and what executives are really looking for versus what they say they're looking for. So you worked closely with senior leaders before during pivotal change moments. But what's one surprising insight that you've noticed what executives really want, but they don't really say out loud that they want it?
Some things I've seen over the past years is that there are miscommunication with the tech side. Like they want stuff, right? They want whatever they want, but there's always a gap between tech and business. And I think what executives today's want, or what executives will always want, is numbers working, right? At the end of the day, they want they want the best for the company, and the best for the company sometimes is that the numbers work, right? Because you have to keep the company up and running. That's one thing I'm learning here as an executive, right? As a decision maker on a company.
That's so true. It always boils down to their bottom line.
Totally.
Do you see gaps in how companies are leveraging data or tools? Gaps where they could be closing those, but it's actually holding them back because they're not leveraging data correctly and using their tools correctly.
Now that I'm working with very big companies, I've seen they don't have data. Like they don't keep track of when and where and how and all the journey of a customer, for example. They can't make any insights because they don't have the data. Like for being a big company, they're quite behind, let's say, on data. And I think data is one of the most powerful areas of technology, right? You can make wonderful stuff with data.
Well, with AI coming up, AI is the next big thing and the next word. It's been around for a few years now, but I think what's actually more powerful than AI is actually data, because AI is nothing
Totally.
but data.
Yeah, AI is full of data. So for sure, if you have the data, you can make whatever you want. You can tailor the solution, the AI solution in this case, to whatever the outcome you want. Technology, I often hear like, hey, how easy is to make this? Or hey, can we make this? Is this possible? And I always say, like, rephrase those questions, because technology allows us to make everything. Like, we can do everything. It's just a matter of how we translate the idea into technology, right? And I think with data, you get a lot more a lot more tools to accomplish what you want, the business want, right? So yeah, I think data is critical, and mostly for AI. Totally.
Are you noticing the growing wave in AI? Is that shifting executives' expectations? So are they expecting a lot more from AI in terms of delivery of speed or insights or risk appetite?
Yeah, totally. But I think it's not only executives. I think it's all of us. It's a new technology, as Google was a new technology back in the day, as new technologies are the waves. I don't know, the cloud wave, the mobile wave, the .com wave in 2000. Like, I mean, this always happen. As a new technology arrives, we don't understand it and we expect things, and then we eventually get to the point where we understand what are the capabilities and the limitations, and then it starts the game. I don't think we are quite there yet. We think that AI is more powerful than we think it is. And it's a growing technology. Like, it takes time to build these models, build these foundational models, train them towards what we want. We need data, and to get data, you need time, basically. And there are not so many people doing what we are doing. No, I don't mean Medra, like AI. Like, it's still a niche. Not every developer on the world understands what are transformers and how AI actually works. So it will get there, but it takes time, and these models will grow and it will be better. So I think, as there was a point in time, maybe a few months ago, maybe a year ago, where executives were expecting more. Like, they were saying, yeah, 70% of our workforce will be AI, 50% of our coders code will be AI, and whatever. And it's a hard truth. It's not that great. It's great. It's awesome. There are people that are doing fantastical things, but we still need engineers. We still need this human input, right? It's here to complement us. It's not here to replace us. So I think there was like a moment in time where everybody was saying, "No, we're going to fire everybody," basically. And it happened. Like, it happened. There was major layoff, right? And now, in Medra is an example. A team of 3 can do wonders with AI. Can do things that maybe 3 years or 4 years ago was impossible. Like mounting an entire cloud architecture infrastructure. Um, And now, I don't know, someone without expertise can do that. But when you're trying to do something really, really, really perfect, like stretching the technology, like squeezing the technology into what their maximum capabilities, you still need those best engineers, those. So it's a great starting point, but I don't think it changes that much the whole idea, right? It complements.
I fully agree. And I think that has set a fear in people as well. Like, we don't really want to embrace AI because it's going to replace our jobs. And so either people have massive resistance to it because of an irrational fear. But I fully agree with what you've just said, in that you still need the human element at this stage with AI. You need humans to verify the output of AI. Because if you input an incorrect prompt, what's going to come out might not actually be what you need. And you're not going to know unless you're verifying that information.
Yeah.
So it's there to do, I think, 80% of the grunt work, but you still need the humans to like look at the last 20%. So it does take away a lot of the effort, but you still need that human element. When you're assessing alignment in an organization, are there specific friction points in terms of communication or content data visibility, where you find existing tools are actually falling short and AI can actually pick up the slack?
I think that if you have a solution that works today, stick to that solution. But most of the solution doesn't get the entire work done. And I think the gap is the monotonous work. Like, what I mean is, maybe you have a solution, but it takes so much time for people to execute. Like, I don't know, in a data lake, going and getting that query that gets you exactly what you want maybe takes too much time. And maybe if you pull in a foundational model here, which has all the context, which is hard to do, but you can do it. You start interacting with technology in a more natural way, right? Go get me the last 3 vendors who signed in the last month that are over 1 million in revenue. I don't know, whatever, right? So I think the gap is between these, like, solutions today work. There are unresolved problems, right? Of course, there are unresolved problems in the companies. In Medra, we try to solve one of those problems specifically, but the solutions that there are today with AI, they were sort of changed into a way where humans will do less monotonous work on those solutions, right? And their everyday job will be like, it will transform it into different 9 to 5 work schedules, let's say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, completely.
That's my visualization of what is happening inside the companies and what AI takes they are making, right?
Do you think that there's a risk that people are using AI on the side to supplement their 9 to 5 job, but then not tell anyone and just take spare time off work because AI is doing it?
That's a hard topic because, yeah, now a software developer is like 3 times as efficient. So for a software developer, as an example, right? I think today, with my capabilities and how my brain works and understands technology, I could have two jobs at the same time. Maybe not two fast-paced jobs, right? But I could have like two jobs at the same time. So it's actually a challenge for teams, mostly digital teams, digital global teams, and on the hiring industry, there are also some challenges, right, nowadays. That's my take on software, right? For example, call centers, right? Like very big communicational centers. Today with AI, those are mostly going to get replaced or boosted in a sense. So maybe there could be a gap between a company not taking the AI route just now and a person understanding that gap and using AI to maybe do that 9 to 5 very fast.
Do you think there's a risk if companies don't start to adopt AI earlier on, so be an early adopter, that they really are going to miss out down the line? Or do you think AI is going to evolve enough that they can catch up?
No, they will always be able to catch up, I think. I don't think there's a problem there, because every day that passes entering AI technology is easier. So maybe like someone that entered the AI ecosystem like 5 years ago, they took a bunch of time, a bunch of resources to get an idea done. And maybe if they do it in 6 months, it's like a 2-week prototype, right? So technology will keep evolving. So you need to catch up, but it's there. Like I think you can jump into the wave whenever you want.
I like that perspective. So looking ahead at Medra, where would you and your co-founders, where would you like Medra to be over the next 6 to 12 months?
As a consulting firm, right? Mostly on sales side, account management, support, or whatever the communicational channel is, right? But interacting with customers, there are a bunch of communicational channels, and the funnel of interacting with this client through these channels in Medra is not entirely coupled. And what I mean is, I imagine a world where you get a marketing offer via WhatsApp, for example. You get a marketing message through WhatsApp, and I don't know, you start talking there, and maybe you get that conversation going via a phone call. And I don't know, maybe you want all that data, like the offer, let's say you are selling a car or whatever, you want all that data in an email, and you get like all that, sales journey, let's say, through different channels, and everything's automated, and the customer experience, right? Like that I wanted to buy a car, it's a great experience, let's say. And there are people doing like very great stuff on this field, which essentially will make our lives easier. Like today, if you want to buy a car here in Argentina, it's a very tedious process. So AI doesn't get rude on you if you insult them. It will keep track of everything. It won't forget everything. So those are like very basic things that humans miss sometimes, right?
So in the next 12 months, you would like to have consolidated a lot of that sales journey for other customers.
Yeah, in a product sense, right? Yeah. If I'm talking like, I don't know, in revenue or wherever, yeah, of course, I want like a 4 times. We're projecting at least a 4 times growth on revenue by the next 9 months. So yeah, keep growing, keep grinding, and making the product better, and keep learning. That's mostly what I want to be in this next 6 months.
So where do you find the biggest challenges that you're facing right now?
Having a company is very hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. It takes time. It takes a lot of context switching. You have, at least my role, it has a lot of context switching, because I have to be on the strategical side of things, thinking like 1 year ahead. And I also have to be like in the trenches, like, hey, how do we implement this? How do we do like this architecture? Is this a good solution? And at the same time, you have to leader the team, see if they're okay, if they're comfortable, if they need a change. Is the week schedule okay? Do we need more or less meetings? Do you need a vacation? I believe a lot on adaptive leadership, so I try to take that into my company. And yeah, it's very stimulus, but it's hard. It's quite challenging. You don't have only one problem. You have like 10 different problems, and you have to make everything work. And at the end of the month, you have to pay salaries and everything. Yeah, I think mostly it's hard because we are doing like a bootstrapped startup without funding from VCs or without funding from anyone. So it's fun and very challenging and hard. And sometimes you think you can't handle it, but you end up handling like human nature somehow takes you into survival mode. You do what you have to do in order to accomplish what you have to do at some point.
Absolutely. And welcome to the world of entrepreneurship. That's for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Do you think those challenges will block you from growing 4 times over the next year?
I think they will transform, and there will be other challenges. Maybe I'm not that worried about, I don't know, the team, because it's more of a solid team and I can hire whatever I want. But yeah, there will be other challenges. I will face other challenges.
Yeah, completely. So if you could solve one issue today with like a click of a finger and it would just be resolved, what would it be?
Mostly, I want to get a new journey on phone calling. Like I'm building nowadays the phone calling infrastructure on how it will behave between the messaging of the users, and when a call will be placed and how it will be handled, where data will be stored. Like it's a very complex problem, and I don't have the time to think about it. So it will be great to have it solved for sure.
Good luck with that. I'm sure it's going to work out really well. But before we wrap up, is there one piece of advice that you could give to any company that's embarking on a new business setup? What you would have done differently, or something you wish someone had told you from the start?
I will say you can learn everything if you have passion about it. You can force passion. It's not something you can tweak or make, or no, it's something you have and you have to follow it, and it will take you into a whole journey of feelings. And mostly, yeah, you can learn everything. Today you have every tool, so don't hesitate to ask questions to learn. It will take you to wonderful places.
Love that, Thomas. Well, for those of you who'd like to know more about Medra or reach out to Thomas directly, please see the contact details in the link below. But Thomas, thank you so much. It's been really insightful and I've thoroughly enjoyed having you on the podcast. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, for sure.